Hey Matt, I'm going to release this as a response to your response video to Entrails. Speaking in terms of the altered state that the psychedelic drugs did usher in, they did give me a perceived sense of meaning at the time, and my language that I'm using perhaps does not fit the conceptual model that I am prescribing to when I speak on this. When I said I'm experiencing altered states of consciousness that I perceive to have had then, unabatedly now, free from anything external to me. Perhaps there is a better way. I say altered state because it's so far from the norm that we experience or had experienced on a day-to-day basis that it perceives, at least in the initial steps into this incarnate, that it perceives to be an altered state. But I believe that you're absolutely correct. We must internalize this state so it becomes a natural stage, a deeper stage of consciousness, each building off the last to finally solidify ourselves in a context of the spiritual nature while we're on earth. So that does give birth to the ego, and one believes, I believed in this state that everything was out to get me. I was at the center of my universe, of my world, but the world was collapsing around me. So there's nothing you can do but lash out in that state, and everything that you believe or hold to be true in this induced state of dementia really is false. It's not false in the sense that you perceive it to be real at the time, but it holds no meaning when the effects subside and you must return to reality. So it's nothing but supplying a deeper vacuum to becoming. So I agree with you there. What I'm trying to convey again might not match as far as the linguistic patterns that I'm using to describe it, but I believe that the way you're attributing it meaning is correct, that it will become a deeper stage and a natural stage within us. You talked about the fragility of conceptions and how, if we clutch onto these conceptual frameworks and they're met with resistance, we will undoubtedly clutch them tighter, and that will implement a disconnect between us, what we perceive to be the truth, because it's what we hold to believe in our conceptual realization. When it's met with any type of resistance from the external world, this is going to cause an imbalance and a disconnect, and this will cause one to retreat within these conceptions, and there will be nothing but further isolation, and it will be devastating to the self becoming and reaching out to the supermind, as you spoke on, or the higher manifestation of the self. In sticking with the theme of words can only express so much, I believe that we do have to experience these stages, because words can only express but a fraction of the entirety of what these words are trying to depict. So we can only foster these means by experiencing them and harnessing the potential and journeying deeper within these what seemingly will become natural stages within the manifestation of the self, in order to journey deeper and deeper and deeper, in order to birth that which is within for the world to see. And you spoke of the now, which the now is not the present. The now is that which is. It's sprawled throughout time. Again, I hold this to be true as well. It's not so much what the words are trying to depict, but rather what it means to dwell within the state, and what it means to shut off all external barriers to becoming. And when I speak on the physical world being an illusion, It is a living ecosystem that adapts and sustains and transforms, and it's given birth to our species who's able to understand these stages of consciousness and delve within them and experience them and foster these ideas beyond the conceptions of what we ultimately will personify and attain, which will ultimately give birth to the means of ascension. But when I speak of the physical reality being an illusion and the physical world being illusion, I don't mean that it doesn't exist, and it does birth the means to attain that which is beyond the physical self. I understand that it's a template of constant change and reformation, and it does solidify the means to achieve the long sought after conceptions, or that behind the conceptions that which we hold to be true. But what gave birth to the universe? What gave birth to this existence, this bubble encasing us that is the universe? I believe that we extend beyond this universe, as it will undoubtedly perish as well. So we are the enduring template within the finite realm of the natural world. And probably the most profound thing that you said was that the kingdom of heaven is an earthly template. It's that which gave birth to the universe, which has given birth to the universe, and it's the living system enabling the conscious bodies to harness the means and allowing us to know and identify with the deeper self and congregate in this, no matter the words, no matter the depictions, no matter the modes of expression. We all understand that this is the dawn of consciousness, and as we begin to harness this potential more and more and experience it and allow it to preserve our being, and not only preserve but enable whole other stages and whole other realms outside of what we perceived could be the ultimate existence. I believe that, as you said, these means are just a raft taking us across the river. We are not even braced for, I believe, what is on the other side. And I think it's unseen in humanity, even those who are taking the steps necessary to usher in these planes of ascension. It's a beautiful concept, and my conceptions speak to me and say I'm so happy to be able to experience this with you and with everyone. But it's beyond that. It's something that is going to enable the human spirit and that which is the higher manifestation to flourish. And when I say beyond the physical reality, I mean the enduring template. And I understand when you say that matter is not as we perceive it to be. Agreed once again. We only know but a fraction. And clarity, although it encases us, still eludes us. But it always is birthing the means to extract the necessary tools and to dwell within the place of no mind, the identification with the higher manifestation, to enable us to continue our journey and make these altered states become natural states and the personification of the themes that we are attempting to embody. So I appreciate your response. It was beautifully articulated, and I look forward to furthering this dialogue while harnessing the power of now. All right, man, I'll talk to you soon.